There is no one like you.
One more time now. One more time. Let's go. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus. From my soul, Alpha and Omega, you are worthy to be praised. In your generation, there is no one like you. Alpha and Omega, you are worthy to be praised.
You are worthy to be praised.
You are worthy.
Welcome on board. Good afternoon. If you are just coming back online to see my topic out there, I'm going to talk about asylum claim in the United Kingdom. A lot of people have been coming to me in the past few weeks regarding claiming asylum in the UK. What are the things that is expected of you when you want to put in a claim under the UN Convention? There are traditional convention grounds that you need to put forward. One of those, there are 5 of them, and you need to use just one. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is live in the United Kingdom. As such, I want to welcome you on board on the same topic, the same issue, how to regularize your status in the UK. When you are in the United Kingdom, it is expected that you will put in an application one way or another to make sure that the Secretary of State for the Home Department is aware of your, your presence in the United Kingdom. Because of that, I want to talk about people that are already in the UK and want to claim asylum in the United Kingdom. There are many ways to put your claim through when it comes to claiming asylum in the UK. Many ways. You know, people are panicked and under stress. They want to know, because they're already in the UK, can they actually put in the claim through to the Secretary of State? Of course, you can put in your claim at any time you are ready to do so, but there are some certain things that you have to be wary of when it comes to stretching of submitting an application in the United Kingdom. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yes, good afternoon. Before I move in smoothly, I want to appreciate you in advance of your discussion with me yesterday, Makosko and Oni Hyde. Oni Hyde and Makosko Yinka. I want to appreciate both of you with your meetings with me, one of you on the telephone and the other one on one-to-one in the office. I want to appreciate you. Talking of claiming asylum in the UK, you will need to know what you need to put forward when it comes to putting in a claim. You will need to know. I just want to be sure that we can hear each other very well, because I can't read your comment from the distance I am. You know, I can't read your comments. People are asking questions And those questions are now becoming so popular in my office when people come for consultation. I just want to pull out some of the confidential thing out here, but they are from the Secretary of State anyway, not necessarily your one. You know, it's not necessarily your one. When you want to claim asylum in the UK, what are the things that you are expected to put in? You know, what are the things you are expected to put in terms of putting in asylum? People ask questions and find out from me whether if there will be repercussions of their putting the claim after when they have entered into the country. Now, you are making that claim under UN. The only difference is that the United Kingdom sign an agreement, so they have obligation, you know, they sign obligation to fulfill that area. So because of that, they have to respect it. But other than saying that, you can put in a claim at any time that you feel like putting in a claim. You know, you can put in a claim at any time. Volume is okay. Thank you, Amber. Thank you. You can put in the claim at any time. But when you are putting in that your claim, the first thing that the government wants you to put together is your history. They are aware that you have a story to tell. There is no one in this world making a claim on asylum under UN that will not have a story to tell. Before you put in your story to tell, you need to make sure that your stories are factual and they are real. They must be factual that are real, because if it's factual that is not real, you are going to mix it up when you are at the interview. You will forget dates, you will forget circumstances, you will forget location, you will in fact forget possibly images around it, surrounding the situation. But when your situation, it is real and it is true, you have nothing to fear about. Putting in date, time, and the location of each incident is paramount when it comes to claiming asylum. Ladies and gentlemen, people are struggling. They are struggling in a way that they do not know exactly what to do and how to go about it. Now, there are 5 grounds. There are 5 grounds that you have to put in your asylum underneath. But the most popular one that I know is political one and the social group one. Now, if you want to put in a claim because you belong to a social group that you are being discriminated against in your home country and you have no protection, or the government of that country fail to protect you, the thing you need to be wary of, the thing you have to be wary of, because a lot of people are not wary of that claim, to put in a social asylum claim under social group, your stories needs to be really put together chronologically. Chronologically means from the start of the event. From the start of the event up until when you are still in the UK claiming that asylum, and the reason why you left your home country. That is another issue that you need to have in mind. It is paramount, because if you fail to understand that area, then there is an issue. There is an issue. Now, lately, I want to talk about the issue of when people are claiming LGBT, lesbian, gay, whatever in the United Kingdom. Nobody have any right to say that your story is not real. Even if government want to say your story is not real, the government will need to prove it beyond doubt. The government will need to prove it beyond doubt that the story is not real. But you have obligation and a duty call, to show that the story you are giving is real in a way. Now, lately, people put in stories that are really real. The stories are really real because I believe it. The reason why I believe their story is that I see it, the way it is put together, and the marks and the medical report. So I believe it. But you need in-country report. Say, for example, you are from Ghana. If you're from Ghana and you're claiming asylum because you are a gay man, if you are from Ghana and you claim asylum because you are a gay man, what you will need to put forward first is to get the country report on the issue of homosexuality in your country. If you don't get a country report on the issue of homosexuality in Ghana, your claim will fail gallantly, because Ghana may tolerate it some aspect to some extent, but you just come in and put in an application and say you are facing persecution, they are chasing you around, somebody wants to kill you, the government is not supporting you, there is no help from the government. Let me warn you, your claim is likely to fail. The reason why I said your claim is likely to fail is because you have not even read the impact. You have not read the country report in the first instance. So you are not aware of you are not aware of, how do I say it? You are not aware of the side that the government will come through, or the impact of government laws on that area, whether it's going to be beneficial or not. You're not aware. So let me concentrate, Duchess. So in other words, because I can still see your writing from that far end, even though my glasses is, I see it with my glasses. So what you need to do before you put in your claim in any circumstances on any issue claiming asylum, get your country report right. Get your country report right. Because if you don't get country report right, your application is most likely to fail. Most likely to fail. The reason why I said this is that I am a lawyer and my job is to put things through to you and tell you what the law is expected of you to put in place when you are claiming or putting in an application. Anything aside that, I don't have the power to corroborate, to boost your claim for you, or to tell you how to write your story. You own your story. It's your story, so you need to put it right. If your story is a story, thank you, Mr. Joseph. If your story is your story, the next thing you should be thinking of is how to put it together. You see, sometimes when people say that I came into UK in 2007 and I cannot remember what happened at the border, it's nonsense. Absolutely nonsense. You cannot come to UK 12 years ago and you can't remember. When I came to UK, in my time, even though I did not claim asylum and I did not claim anything, I was coming with British passport, I still remember somebody spoke to me, an Asian lady, and said to me, welcome back home. Welcome back home. So if you're telling me that somebody did not say anything when you are coming from the port of entry before you saw this, you came through, then it's a pack of lies. It's a pack of lies. Because for it not to be a pack of lies, then you should be able to know that something happened. Something happened, an event has to be chronologically put together. Asylum claim, you have to show there will be a risk to your life if you were to be returned back to the country of origin. When you are claiming asylum, you must have not landed in any third country before coming in. Now, when we are talking of third country, we are talking of safe haven. Safe haven like France, like Germany, like Holland, like Italy, like Spain. They are safe haven. So if you take off from Gambia, instead of you to come directly from Gambia with a straight flight into United Kingdom, your aircraft landed possibly at Holland and changed KLM aircraft to the small one. They are coming with a bigger aircraft because of the space of the air. But because of the space of distance between KLM, Amsterdam, and United Kingdom, They then decided to have a stopover because that is the country of origin for the aircraft, for that aircraft. So they had stopover. In that stopover, the next thing is that they changed their aircraft. You're supposed to come out of that aircraft and claim your asylum immediately on landing at that country, not to proceed to come to United Kingdom. Your proceeding to come to United Kingdom means that you don't have a genuine claim. Your target is to come to UK because of economic reason. It is the onus is now on you to prove, to show to the Secretary of State for the Home Department that that is not the case. It is your job to show to the government that that is not the case. But perhaps you may say that you were not aware of the situation of things, so you don't know whether there is a safe place or not safe place. You are just escaping, and the ticket you bought was a direct flight to United Kingdom. You have no reason to know whether they are changing or not. Because if your claim is not properly put together, you will be in trouble. You will be in trouble with the government. Now, when I said that, when you are putting a claim as a gay person from Gambia, from Uganda, from Ghana, from Jamaica, from Kingston, from anywhere, from Nigeria, you need to get your fact right. You need to get your fact right. People are not getting their fact right. And it looks as if in the last few days, or in the weeks rather, you know, a lot of people have been coming to me and checking it with me. You can check it with me, but I can't put up your story for you because I wasn't there. I wasn't there. So you need to know your story perfectly. If you don't know your story, it's going to be difficult. So when you want to claim asylum, come and take consultation first, and let me give you advice based on that. Let me give you advice based on asylum law in the United Kingdom. Come and take consultation first. Let me give you a consultation advice based on the UK law on asylum. It is true it comes under the convention, but then the convention does not say that United Kingdom must grant everybody that claim asylum in the UK. You gotta be careful. The same thing applicable to all of you claiming FGM, you know, female genital mutilation. When you are claiming female genital mutilation, it also comes under social group. You understand? It also comes under social group. And to have a successful application in that area, your story, you need to corroborate with documentation. If you don't have documents to corroborate, it's not going to succeed. It's not going to succeed. If you don't have documents to collaborate, you know, to show that what you are saying is true, and because it's true, there are documents to show instances. Phone conversation, a threat of email, a published email, a published newspapers, magazines, you know, you need to put them together. A country report on what the UN think about Nigerian on female genital mutilation. Country report about what Nigerian thinks on FGM. In the name of my daughter, there is a film that they're going to show in my church regarding that. In the name of my daughter, even though I'm not going to be available because I have a speech to make at Kennington Park Road next week Saturday. But it's a serious problem. It's a case that is going on, and if that case is going on, that situation is on, then you need to be aware of how to put in your claim, because if you don't put your claim correctly, it's not going to succeed. I don't want to waste too much time on that, you know. So if anyone have questions before I leave line, because I have a lot of things to do, then I am more than happy, you know, to take your telephone call. But literally, I don't really want to be giving that too much phone calls to people, because when you are giving them phone calls, then they take a necessary advantage to do consultation and get it wrong in the end. So that is that. Let me quickly take you into Birmingham case that we had. The Birmingham case that we had last or 2 weeks ago. Again, it's a difficult one. It's a case that it can only be God. It's a case that we will say can only be God. When I say it can only be God, believe me, I put in all the necessary law attached to that case, and I defend it with my closed eyes without even looking at the judge sitting or taking the home office person into account. I actually defended that case to the last core of my breath. The reason why I say it's God is because there are some wisdom that came in between the application, in between the hearing. The stepfather came. The stepfather came with, to support the application, because we have his letter and his supporting letter and the proof of his British passport. And they address everything to show that they are living together with the mom of the child and the child as well. That is not a problem. The problem is that a lot of people will have failed that case easily, because on assessment of the stepfather straight away, when I saw the stepfather, I knew he would mess up the case when it comes to the court of law. I knew he's shaking. I knew he hasn't got that confidence to follow that case on smoothly, even though the case is real. You know, the case is real, and believe me, the case is real, 100% is real. But where you quickly adapt and use wisdom is by looking at the physical appearance. Because when I see people physical appearance, I can tell you who you are straight away. I can judge you. I can judge you easily with your physical appearance. A lot of people will say, don't judge book by the cover. Of course you judge book by the cover. When you see somebody that can speak fluently, that's intelligent, you will know. When you see person, you say, you can judge people by the cover. You can judge them the way you look. You see them. I saw him, and I saw him as a quiet person. I have to be honest with you. I saw him as a quiet person, and it came to my mind straight away and said, exclude him from the interview. Something was just telling me in my head and said, exclude him from the interview. Exclude him. So I said to him that, Esa, you will not be able to come in with us for the interview. And he said, that's fine. I said, I wasn't preparing for your coming in. I said, I knew you have documents, you send it to us. I said, it came to me as a surprise that you are here, that I thank you for supporting the application, and I'm happy that you are here, but I'm sorry, sir, I will not invite you in for the interview. And you know, thank you, ma. You know, and the wife looked at my face and said, I trust you anyway. The wife looked at me and said, I trust you. The daughter looked at me and said, I trust you, mommy. Then the husband said, okay, that is fine, madam, that's not a problem. We went into court and we went in by taking the young lady through the question first. She's the appellant, but she's only 17, just clock 18, 3 weeks before the hearing. So she's just literally coming to adults, so she's still a baby in my hand. She's still a baby. So we went in and we took her through, and I took her through the journey. We ironed the preliminary issues. I first of all raised to the judge and said, sir, the Secretary of State refused this application for da. Is the Secretary of State saying that the daughter is not the daughter of the sponsor? Or what exactly is the reason why this application was refused? In the first instance, application put in before the child turned 18, which means that if a child comes to United Kingdom under the age of 18 and the parents has a limited leave, the child will take advantage, not to talk of when he has a permanent residence. So a lot of you, there are some things that you have not understand about the rule of law. The rule of law is put there for us to follow. But at the end of the day, there are some loopholes for clever people to make use of. In tax law, we have loopholes. In family law, there are loopholes. In housing law, in immigration law, there are loopholes. But loopholes is only for clever lawyers to pick up straight away and make use of it. You know, loophole is not for everybody. If you are one of those that cannot read, that doesn't have time to read in and out, you don't have time to check the precedents of law, you will not be able to make use of loophole. That is just that about that. So I am aware of the loophole, so I've already prepared a skeleton argument. Don't forget, one thing you will need to understand from the biblical way of seeing things is that Moses was a stammerer. I am not a stammerer. But yet, despite the fact that Moses was a stammerer, God still take control of his mouth and use him to liberate the Israelites. Let my people go. So there is a clear difference. If you are an outspoken person and you were not used by God, you can misuse your statement. You can use your statement, you can abuse your tongue, you can use it carelessly. There are times to speak, there are times to say yes sir, yes ma. And that's what I want people to learn. And that's what happens to my life in court. When I get to court, I know the weapons to use, and know how to counter argue the Home Office. But where I usually do that, my thing is that I stop and I pause and I wait. You know, if you put me a thing there, just take your thing off before I block you off when I finish. You know, so I will pause and wait. And what I discover in that argument is that that young lady, she can talk. She can talk till tomorrow will come. But I make sure that I take control of her quickly. The appellant, you know, she has joined the country in the last 2-3 years. She came to UK, so she can talk. So what I did is that before we enter into court arena, you know, what I did was that I controlled her straight away. I told her how to control her tongue. I told her what to say, what not to say. I told her that if you're not asked questions and you said it, you ruin your life, you ruin your case. Because I can see you that you are talking papa, and you failed to listen. So you need to listen. And she said, okay ma. I said, listen, a one question is a one answer in this scenario. There is nothing telling you that you are going into exam or that they want to pass you. Your life, this is about your life. So I control that guest first. So she has already adhered to that control. So when we went into court arena, the questions were throwing, you know, the question was throwing, you know, it was throwing in a way that the little girl that they brought from the Home Office, because she's a little girl to me, you know, the little girl they brought from the Home Office, I saw her, I didn't even look at her face. Because I know that she's too small to stop me from doing what I came to do. So I know she's too small. So I saw the little girl, which is the Home Office person, that she has typed all her questions, like 100 questions, and I smiled. In fact, George almost looked at me and said, why is she smiling? Because I smiled at this girl. We are not in the classroom to do exam. You are here on behalf of the Secretary of State. I'm here on behalf of my client, and I'm doing my job. You are doing yours. But what you are putting here for my client is too much for the age. So I looked at her. I waited. I intentionally pushed the Home Office person and let her question. Although I go through the formalities with my clients and I ask her about 4-5 questions. So I stop and I hand over back and hand the case back to the Home Office person to go through to ask questions, because I know she's got a long list. So she went through a long list. Because she saw my body language, she was shaking. So to ask my client too many questions was a bit of a headache for her. So she couldn't do so. So she asked a bit of questions, and both questions that she asked my client, I went back to counter check it. So I put it back, you know. I put it back into the mouth of my client straight away, and I said to my client, I said, listen, this is what the Secretary of State agent asks you. Do you want to clarify to this court this, and this? And the girl looked at my face, but the Home Office girl looked at my face. She cannot say to the judge that I'm doing a leading question. I knew by law it was a leading question I was doing. And I knew by law a leading question is not acceptable when it comes to questioning your client. But I don't care about that. So I take a chronological way of doing my things. So you know, so let me stop reading from you guys. You are disturbing me. So I went back to question my client, to re-question her and put words to assist so that she will remember what she has said to the lady and correct herself. Because her story is a true life story, but she needs to remember because she's a young lady. So I have to take her back and say, listen, you have said this and said this and said this. Could you clarify this and this and this to this court today? And she looked at my eyes. Straight away, the moment she looked at my eyes, she knew she has made a mistake. So immediately she starts and said, yes, this is the situation, And the judge said, thank you, Mrs. Olagbaye. No problem, sir. And then I went into another question that she asked my client that I know my client has failed to answer properly. I put it back to her and I said, listen, could you clarify this and clarify that? Then the client clarified it to my satisfaction and we came off of that. Then we want to put the mother in as the sponsor. The Home Office person doesn't want my client to go and call her mom. And I said, I'll do the job, don't worry. So I went ahead to go and call my my client's mother. So I went and called her. So I called her, I got her into the room as well, and I took her on the question. The questions were so similar, And the answers were very, very similar. The judge said, in fact, the judge was happy because they were credible. They were credible witnesses. Both mother and the daughter were credible in their witnesses. So we appreciate them. The judge asked me that, did I say the stepfather is in court? I said, yes, sir. The stepfather is in court. If you want to see him, I can go and call him. But I have not prepared him for this thing, sir. So don't let us mess up this case. The judge looked at me. I said, yes, sir. We have not prepared him. So he didn't know that this is going to happen. I said, in fact, I saw him in court this morning. I was shocked because I was told that he's going to go to work. So seeing him in court was something I wasn't expecting. So the judge said, okay, thank you, Mrs. Olagbaye, and said to the Home Office that, are you happy? Then the Home Office said, yes, she's happy to proceed without him. So we went on, and the judge said, okay, the Home Office person should make her submission. As usual, the Home Office or any representative of the Home Office department would say the application must be refused. The application must be refused on the basis of the Secretary of State is not happy that this, the story is not real, the story is not credible, the witnesses are not credible, they corroborate, they did this, they did that. I allowed her to finish her beautiful journey. You know, I allowed her to finish her beautiful journey, her stories, and she completed. Then the judge said, thank you to Miss so person that represented the Home Office, and said, Mrs. Olagbaye, it's a judge that I have appeared before him in the the Birmingham one is not the same judge, so it's a different judge. But I have not seen that judge before. So the judge said, oh, Mrs. Olagbaye, do you want to make your submission? I said, sir. I said, okay, sir. I have already submitted a skeleton argument. A skeleton argument is the rule of law you want to rely on. Majority of lawyers make mistake by not submitting that. That is your strength. If you manage to submit a skeleton argument, that is your strength. So what I did is that I made submission. I submitted that skeleton argument, and I said to the judge, you know, in addition to the skeleton argument that I have submitted, sir, I am going to present this case from this angle, from this angle, from this angle. The history of the lady, I reiterate and let the judge know the reason why she cannot go back without her mother. The reason why she's the only child, I told them the reason why she was born the way she was born, the reason why she was in Nigeria for that period when the mother came, the reason I just highlighted some few facts and then went into real law, Article 8, the main godfather. Article 8 is the godfather in that scenario. So I use Article 8 extensively in any of my cases. I always use it. So I use it and use case laws that came with Article 8 and corroborate with family life between mother and child. And don't forget the application was submitted before 18 years old. So that gave us the strength to argue as if she was a minor. And then I make my submission and invite the judge to allow my appeal on the basis of this, and this. And the judge said, thank you, Mr. Olagbaye. He will come back to us and let us know he will let us know his decision. And that was fine. So we went away. In fact, we did case on Friday and the decision came on Thursday. So it was not even up to 5 days. It was not even up to 5 working days that we got the decision back from the court. And there are others that we have gone for that we haven't got the decision yet, you know. So it was a kudos job. It was a kudos job. The reason why I said it was a kudos job was because the appellant came to UK clandestinely. When we say clandestinely, we're basically saying that without passport, without visa. It's once the Secretary of State is not aware that you were given a visa from your home country, you came in clandestinely. So she came in clandestinely, and she came through another European country. You understand? They were questioned on that. They were questioned on whether they paid an agent to bring her into the country. So we went through quite a lot of preliminary issues. But in the end, the judge said to the Home Office and said, are you still saying that she's not a daughter to the sponsor? Are you still saying that you want to dispute the birth certificate? Are you still saying this and saying that? So we took all those things off and make the argument went in under Article 8 easily, you know. So in the end, the scenarios was fantastic. The decision of the judge was fantastic because judge covered every area of law. So we were not in breach of anything that I submitted. I submitted the correct argument that goes with that particular case for the purpose of that case, not for any other case. That argument I submitted was for that particular case alone. And when you are presenting, presentation matter most. The way we highlighted, the way we put things through, the way we invite judges to answer, to allow our appeal, it's sometimes very fascinating and makes them love us dearly. You know, it makes them love us dearly. So on the whole, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know about others, but and I enjoy law a lot. I love law. So that is that about that. So I appreciate all of you. Do you have any problem with your immigration matter? Just contact my office. Take the phone number from any of my social media, my Instagram, my Facebook, my YouTube, my Twitter account, anywhere. Just take my details there, my website. Take details there. I'm in the public. You know, my work is in the public. My life, my family life is not in the public. You know, my work is in the public, so you can find out about my work and get it done. Next week, Saturday, I want to invite all of you. You will look at the flyer that we put out there. The flyer is about presenting, you know, it's about presenting the impact of immigration on parenting in the UK. So next week, it's about charity, the homeless, and they invited me. A church organized it anyway. But a beautiful young lady that is in charge of this thing impressed me so much. She impressed me so much, you know. So, and that is why I am answering that call. Again, the same thing like last year. I am not the only one. If you look at the flyer that they have invited to come and speak, but I am privileged that I'm in the public glare. So I can advertise it more. I can invite people more. Please come along. Number 38 to 40 something, you know. The address is over there. The address is over there. Yes. You know. Number 38 to 40 Kennington Park Road. The address is over there. Please join us next week, Saturday. I think they will be starting the program about 3-4 o'clock. They put 2 o'clock there, but I have a program here 2 o'clock, so I will be chasing them down on the day after when I finish from here. So please join us and come and listen to some good speakers in the country from Nigerian origin. Come and listen to your people, your own people, and see how they are doing. And forget about what anybody is saying about whether African is a shithole or anything. You have already caused the problem. So let us focus on ourselves now and do things better for our own life. I don't know about others. I don't have time to think about anybody next door neighbor, what is happening. I'm thinking about my career, my future, my family. That's my priority, my job. Anything other than that, there is no time. And my people have already come to the office yesterday. If you want to come for I said I was going to take 10 of you out for outing. But to be honest with you, I would not like to lie to you. Yinka Makosko and Oni Hyde, I think they have expanded that thing more than what I am thinking of. They have taken it to another level entirely. Yinka Makosko has taken it to another level with Oni Hyde. So if you're going to be part of us that want to go for the outing, then please, Monday, I'm going to bring Oni Hyde on live program on Monday, 5 o'clock. So I won't come for program in the morning. I will bring Oni Hyde on program in the evening at 5 o'clock so that she will come and explain to you exactly what arrangement she is doing for in terms of the party or so or get together. Oni Hyde will come along and address it with us on Monday. So ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate all of you on board for coming to see me. I am doing my job that I love dearly. I don't know about others. And I love you guys when I see you online, you know, putting out your comments. And to silent listener as well, I understand where you are coming from. I understand why you are silent. I thank you, all of you, and I appreciate you. We cannot all be the same character or the same person, so it doesn't matter. But those who are coming on board to watch me live, I appreciate you mostly, because without you, it will be difficult if everybody is silent and I'm talking. I'm going to be struggling. So there is nothing anyone can do without viewers. My viewers, I love you and I appreciate all of you. Thank you for giving your support in this my journey of life, my destiny, my life. I appreciate all of you. My name has not changed. Humble Lawyer Tokunbo Olagbaye. Join me on my Facebook or my Instagram. If you have not liked my program, like me and follow me. All those things you see, they are organic lovers. They are not anything that anybody paid for. I don't pay for anything to follow anybody to follow me. They are organic. Organic means that they went into it, they saw it, and they love it naturally. So that is the situation. They went in, they saw me, and they follow me. They like it, and they follow it. So they are organic. I never paid Facebook to bring more viewers for me or more followers. It doesn't worth it. You can have 100 followers and only 5 people watching you. It doesn't make sense to me. What makes sense to me is what I am looking at, organic followers. So I appreciate all of you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. And if you have not liked the program, if you have not followed us, join us, follow us, like us. God bless you. To all of you giving me that love button, I cannot love you less. God will love you more. So I appreciate you. Bless you, all of you. I don't know why somebody is sending the head by mistake. Take your head off, your red head off, because I will block you when I finish. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate all of you. You will see that I have not used my studio for a while. The headache of using studio is too much. And I'm a person that I want to do things, I want to go for it straight away. So this headache, I can't stand it too much. So I only do studio occasionally when I feel like. But my studio is intact. My studio cost me a lot of money to put it together, over £5,000. So my studio is still there. Anybody that wants to advertise his product or a product, you can come and use my studio to advertise your product. I don't need your money. You can come and do it for free. God bless you all. And God bless me. God bless United Kingdom. God bless all you watchers. And God bless you, Nigeria. Thank you. Bye for now.